Many weeks I've been releasing all these unreleased vehicles, and of course this isn't any different. I actually will be checking out the Michelli GT in today's video, of course, and checking out all its cool features and everything else on this vehicle. So, of course, let's kick off with today's video and let's get on with this video. Obviously, this isn't the last the vehicle, but anyway, let's get inside quick fit and let's actually try to find out what this vehicle has compared to the other vehicles that hasn't, of course. So the first customization, of course, is the armor, of course. Of all vehicles, you're going to get your armor. You're going to get your brakes as well as per usual. On the bumpers, on the front bumpers, we've got the stock front bumper, and then it's blank, unfortunately, so I won't be able to tell you what that is. And then we've got the bumper delete and tow hook. And then we've also got the bumper delete and splitter. We've also got the bumper delete and large splitter. And then unfortunately we've got blank, blank and blank. It seems like this vehicle's a little bit buggy in the LSC, in story mode at least. So unfortunately I won't be able to tell you what these other ones are, but when they do release in Grand Theft Auto Online, of course, you will get to know what they are, of course. But you can see what they do change, of course. And with the first, or the second blank one right there, that adds that little blank lights, where the lights are right there. And then we've got more little blank lights, of course, and then that gives you a little roll cage at the front of the vehicle with more lights, of course. Unfortunately, these lights do not work, unfortunately, so you can't really do much with them. We've got the rear bumpers, we've got the stock rear bumper, then we've got blank, and then we've got bumper delete and tow hook as well on that one. So a lot of blank ones on there as well, so it looks like it doesn't want to work today, of course. But that is what we have got on the rear bumpers. We've got the chassis, we've got the stock chassis, and then we've got the roll cage inside of the vehicle, of course. And then we've got the roll cage with the bucket seats as well on that one. So it's a good job we've got our full menu going there. So that is the chassis as well, which is of course inside of the vehicle that it does change. But that's it for the chassis, of course. We've got the engine, of course. You get all the normal engine upgrades, level 4, of course. And then on the exhaust, we're going to get the dual exit exhaust. And then we get the straight pipe exhaust. And then we get the titanium exhaust as well. And then we've got the tuner exhaust and the big bow exhaust and the slide or the side exit exhaust as well. And that is it for the exhaust, of course. We've also got the fenders, and of course we've got the stock left fender, and then we've got blank and blank, and then we've got the wide search kit, which of course unfortunately we've got a lot of blank things. It seems these blank little things seem to come up, but as you can see what they do change right there. So when they do come in Grand Theft Auto Online, you get an idea of what they are. We've got the grills, we've got the stock grill, then we've got the mesh grill, and then we've got the mesh grill with red tape, the mesh grill with black tape, then we've got the mesh tape grill, the mesh grill with blue tape, and then we've got the mesh grill and of course with the yellow tape as well. Then we've got the hood, and we only get the carbon hood with that one. Stock, and of course carbon hood, of course. So a lot of customizations on this, so we're going to try and get through them as much as we can. We've got the horns as well as standard. You've got the lights, of course, as standard, your Leon lights, and you can put your lights on your vehicles from back and sides, of course. And you've got the liveries, unlike other vehicles. Finally, we bring the liveries back. We've got the 3 colour strips, of course. And then we've got the Works Racer. And then we've got loads of liveries right now It's absolutely amazing to actually bring back the liveries, because many vehicles in the game that we've actually checked out, they've pretty much not had much liveries, of course. That one just adds a little 67 onto the livery, of course. And then we've got the vintage E-Cola one right there. I was actually struggling to pick between this one and the two-tone racer. But I ended up going with the two-tone racer, of course. But that is the vintage E-Cola, which I was going to go towards, but unfortunately I didn't. I went to the two-tone exhaust, of course. But it's absolutely amazing to get the liveries back, and I hope the last vehicle that we're checking out in the next coming days will, of course, bring back the liveries, of course. And if it does, that is going to be absolutely amazing, because some vehicles from the Southern San Andreas Super Autos update, of course, didn't obviously come with much, liveries, of course, and some of them didn't even come with liveries at all anyway, which is absolutely disappointing to not have any liveries, of course, on these vehicles. But it's absolutely amazing that this one does have liveries. It has 11 customizations on the liveries, and hopefully the next one we do check out in the next couple of days does have the liveries option to be able to add some liveries to the vehicles, of course. It seems like we love to have liveries on vehicles, but Rockstar doesn't seem to like them on some vehicles, and I don't understand why, because, I mean, you'd think with an update like this, you'd add loads of liveries on other vehicles, and other vehicles in the game would look absolutely amazing with liveries, of course. But, of course, we've got some with and, of course, some without. But this isn't the last vehicle, of course. The next vehicle will be, of course, the last vehicle we'll be actually checking out with this update. And then, we are actually finally coming to an end with these vehicles, of course. And that's absolutely amazing, because then we can actually get on with the next update, of course, which, of course, right now we don't know what it is. But, of course, that is all your level options for your liveries right there. Finally bringing the liveries back on this vehicle. So let's take a look at more customizations, of course. We've taken a look at quite a few, but we'll be taking a look at a lot more now. We've got the mud guards, we've got no mud guards, we've got the black rubber mud guards, and then we've got the primary colour mud guards, mud flaps, I apologise for that, and then we've got the secondary colour mud flaps as well. The primary and the secondary, of course, does change when you do pick the primary and secondary colour, so just keep an eye out on that one. So if you want a primary mud guard right there, or mud flaps, of course, you can actually do that. We've got the plates, of course, and then, of course, you've got the resplay, of course, as we've been talking about before. Obviously, if you want to put, do keep in mind, wherever you want the mud flaps to change, you can actually do that with either the primary, or if you want to change the secondary, then you can change the secondary. But unfortunately, you can't pick them both. Unfortunately, you can only have one. So, yeah, there we go. That is the primary colours, of course, if you really do want to add colours to the vehicle. And then, of course, as per usual, we're going to get the roof, and then we've got the sun strip roof, which has a little sun strip to it. Unfortunately, we get a little blank one, of course. The blank ones are back. But this one does add lights to, well, not working lights to the vehicle, of course, but it adds like little lights to the top of the vehicle. Then we've got the luggage rack, and then we've got the spare tyre as well. So if you either want to put one of them on the vehicle, then you surely can do. And that is the roof, of course. Little great customizations for that one right there. And let's take a look at one more. We've got the spoilers right now. We've got the no lip spoiler, and then the drag wing spoiler, and then the ducktail spoiler, and a low level spoiler, of course. Not much customizations on the spoiler, unfortunately. You know, but well, you don't want to look this vehicle to look a little bit crazy now, do you? But yeah, that is the spoilers right there. And we've got the suspension, of course. With all vehicles, you're going to get suspension and transmission, of course. And then of course turbo. And then obviously your wheels, you can customize your wheels how you feel that you want to. Then you want the wheel color, of course. You know, you get your standard all wheel color and the wheels, of course. And then you get your tyre, the tyre design, the bulletproof tyres, and of course the tyres smoke. And then of course, as of always, we're going to basically, with the windows, obviously you can change the lights, dark or limo right there. So that is all the customization for the Michelli GT right now. So let's get outside and let's actually take a look at this vehicle, of course. And this is the vehicle, the Michelli GT in action, of course. So this vehicle should be coming out on Tuesday, I believe, coming up. As you probably already know, these no vehicles was actually released the Tuesday which just went. But of course, this one should be coming out on Tuesday, the next Tuesday coming up. So hopefully these vehicles do come out then. But let's actually get on to how fast this vehicle does go. And as per usual, this is not a solid thing. This is just an idea of how fast the vehicle can go. You know, do keep in mind that, you know, this one might not go, you know, depending on the range of where you're going and everything else, you know, the tracks and everything. But I managed to get this vehicle to 101 miles per hour, of course. I did do 2 laps, of course, to make sure that it was a fair advantage to this. Because 9 times out of 10, you know, you normally get 2 differences of the vehicle, of course. But I managed to get it to 101 miles per hour on both laps, of course. But as per usual, this is just a rough estimate. You can never get it absolutely 100% perfect, of course. No matter what anyone says, you can never get it 100% perfect. But anyway, guys, that is the Michelli GT, which is coming out really, really soon in Grand Theft Auto Online. Hopefully this coming Tuesday coming up. Obviously, you probably know that it didn't come out on Tuesday what went. But of course, I hope you do go on to like this video, of course. The next video, of course, will be the last video for these unreleased vehicles. But thank you very much for watching. Take care and I'll see you in the next one.